welcome back, Halftime TV viewers and subscribers. Welcome to another big episode. And today we witness the 200 meters final for men. Now, coming into this one, everyone was talking about Noah Lyles. Everyone was talking about the Noah Lyles double possibly on the cards. And I just personally have a feeling that they are preparing a Netflix series based on Noah Lyles' Olympics, based on his journey leading up to the Olympics, etc. Seems to be getting a whole lot more press than we usually are accustomed to. But Noah Lyles, he was the man. He was the talk of the town leading up to this 200 meters final. In the semi-final, he was beaten by Tebogo. All the fans said that was the case in the 100 meters as well. Oblique Seville out of Jamaica beat him in the semi-final. However, come the final, he came with the goods and he delivered. In the press conference prior to this race, well, a couple of days now, when Noah Lyles was quizzed about the 200 meters, he said none of them is going to win. Once I get off the curb, they're going to be sorry. So was that the case today? Find out a little bit later on in the show, folks. Before we go any further, remember, smash the like button and subscribe to Halftime TV if you haven't yet done so. Now, back over to the matter at hand. Noah Lyles, as I said, he was the talk of the town. Everyone was talking about Noah Lyles. And coming into this race, he was expected to win gold. He was the favorite. Tebogo, he was representing Africa along with two other athletes who were hailing from Zimbabwe. We had three athletes from the United States of America. We have Kenneth Bednarek, we have Ryan Knighton, and the man himself, Noah Lyles. He was the one expected to secure gold, with maybe Bednarek in second or maybe Ryan Knighton. I must say, Ryan Knighton, I don't know. That's a discussion for another day. But when the introductions were made, because prior to the race, the stadium announcer calls the athlete's name. They come from around the back and they assume their blocks. When the introductions were made, all the athletes, they came out, they waved, they blew kisses, what have you. Noah Lyles, when he came out, he was springing, he was bouncing all over, he was getting the fans all hyped up, and he was basically, if he was granted the opportunity, he would have ran around the entire track cheering on the fans. That's how pumped he was at the beginning of the race. Remember, the beginning, grandmother always said, humble calf suck the most milk. Was Noah Lyles the humble calf in this situation? He was not. Tebogo, he came out, he barely gave a wave. He went to his block, he said his prayer, he took deep breaths, and when the starter said, on your marks, he assumed the position, pointed to the sky one last time. When the gun went off, both of them, Tebogo and Noah Lyles, had impressive starts. And 200 meters, I know it's a little bit tricky at times to tell who got the best start, but based on the angle that I was watching it from, it seemed as if both athletes got out the block cleanly. Now, when we approached the final 100 meters of this race, Noah Lyles came off the curve, I want to say maybe second to Kenneth Bednarek. Tebogo, considering the lane he was running from, it was a little bit further on the outside. Noah Lyles was in lane number 5, right? He got into his stride, and let me tell you, Halftime TV viewers and subscribers, he showed Noah Lyles and company a clean pair of heels. And not only did he show them a clean pair of heels, you know what he did when he got to the finish line? At 195 meters, I want to say. He slowed down and then beat his chest. Right? Usain Bolt-esque. And even before this race, I told them, do a DNA test. Let's check if Usain Bolt had been anywhere in that region leading up to his rise to stardom. But that apart, and all the jokes aside, Tebogo, fantastic athlete. We've been tracking his progress from the junior level. We saw him at the World Championship last year. He got on the podium. Wasn't pleased with just getting on the podium. He came back this year. And mind you, he competed in the double at these Olympic Games. So it's not just the 200 meters. So there are some who will say he's fresh or not. No, it's not just the 200 meters. He's been competing since he arrived at Paris, basically. Since he got to Paris, he's been competing. And I named this video historic because this is Africa's first medal in the 200 meters at the Olympics. Botswana's first gold medal, well, first gold medal for Africa in the 200 meter, and Botswana's first medal as well at the Olympic Games. So, St. Lucia doing big things for the Caribbean. Lot of firsts happening, and the Sky Blue there is doing a whole lot of great things at the Olympic Games. So, Botswana, congratulations to Letsile Tebogo, as he basically did what all the non-US fans wanted him to do, and that was to beat Noah Lyles. Primarily because I think the Jamaicans are a little bit bitter based on the fact that Noah Lyles got gold in the 100 meters, but also because Jamaica doesn't have a horse in the race. And let me say, Jamaicans, if they don't have a horse in the race, they're going to root for anyone outside the United States, primarily because of how the US athletes them hype. Put it that way. All right. So that said, I want to extend hearty congratulations to Letsile Tebogo. At the end of his race, he showed his spikes emotional tribute for his mom. His spikes had his mom's birthday on the side. And for those who have been following Halftime TV, Letsile Tebogo's mom passed in May of this year. So it's a type of fairy tale ending that we enjoy. And I think the youngster has a bright future ahead of him. Hopefully, he can take some time away from the track now and to focus on himself and to properly grieve the passing of his mom. But what a magnificent performance. What an incredible performance from Letsile Tebogo out of Botswana. And let's give you a full review or recap of how the results of that race went. So in first place, we had Letsile Tebogo with 19.46. In second place, Kenneth Bednarek out of the United States with 19.62. Noah Lyles, the world's fastest man in the world, 19.70. He finished third. Ryan Knighton was fourth with 19.99. And Alexander Ogando out of Dominican Republic, 20.02. Those are your top five. So following the race, we started seeing a ton load of different stories. We saw breaking news. Noah Lyles won the 200 meters with COVID-19. I saw a couple of reports saying Noah Lyles was probably having a panic attack. There were some that were saying, oh, remember he has asthma. So asthma plus COVID-19. And that's probably what was happening. In the end, Noah Lyles left the track in a wheelchair. And I think, again, he is a showman, and I'm not saying he didn't feel some type of way or he didn't contract COVID-19, because based on the reports, if it's anything to go by, he contracted COVID-19. But what I'm saying is, had he gone on to win this race, nobody at all, no one in this world would have heard about the COVID-19 that he tested positive for. And I know they say, okay, it was released yesterday, but we didn't hear anything apart from that. And also, he tested positive for COVID-19. Why do you have him out there hugging and cheering on with people? Like, I don't know. Isn't it social distancing? Well, Letsile Tebogo was definitely social distancing himself from Noah Lyles as they approached the finish line. So I don't want to hear the excuses from the fans. I don't want to hear people coming up and saying, hey, it's not his best or whatnot. And 19.7 is not his best. He can go way better than that. We don't want to hear it. At the end of the day, 10 years from now, folks are going to remember that Letsile Tebogo was first, Kenneth Bednarek was second, and Noah Lyles was third. So he got a bronze medal in the 200 meters for men. Excuses we don't want to hear right now, because it just shows how bad of a loser you are. Noah Lyles did everything in his power to ensure that people knew that he wasn't at his best. Like Lanny Tava Thomas tested positive and still went out there and ran the 200 meters, and we didn't find out until 2 days after the 200 meters final. Right? So was it 200 or 100 meters? I don't even remember, because again, it wasn't a story to be told. It wasn't a story. So Letsile Tebogo, big up yourself. I think the entire world is cheering you on. I think you brought a bit of light to everyone today. And for those who are talking about COVID and Noah Lyles, remember, when Noah Lyles was introduced, no one could tell that this gentleman wasn't in the best of shape of his life. He was jumping all over the place. He he was prancing. He was trying to intimidate, I guess, the rest of his opponents. And in the end, he finished behind, let's see, Tebogo, Kenneth Bednarek, and he was in third place. So Humble Calf, as I said, sucked the most milk. In this case, he was super hyped and he got beat, and he got beaten comprehensively. So it wasn't just no neck and neck. And the organizers, they don't need to look back at this one, because let's see, Tebogo did the business in showing Noah Lyles a clean pair of heels and basically destroying all hopes that the American had of securing an Olympic double, at least at these Olympic Games. So Usain Bolt's record still standing, both the Olympic and the world record. Let's see, Tebogo, only 21 years of age, brightest future ahead of him. So expect to see a whole lot more of that young man in the years ahead. Remember, like, share, subscribe. But we also want to hear what your thoughts are, what your reactions are to that impressive run from the youngster from Botswana, putting on a gold medal deserving performance against the trio of Americans in the 200-meter final. Let's hear what your thoughts are in the comment section below. Halftime TV saying, peace out, guys. Have a fantastic rest of your day, and we'll talk soon.